So, hello everyone. Hi all. So, welcome to I think day 30th of our 100 days of DevOps journey. Recently, there have been a lot of gaps from my end. So, thanks for being patient. Thanks for being patient with all these gaps and delays. But I have been facing a lot of challenge recently to record all these sessions, all these videos, and everything. Initially, my GitHub runner got like deregistered, and after that, my system got crashed, and so many things has happened. I tried to record this particular video for 3 to 4 times, and so uh, it is a little bit difficult for me. Right now, my OBS Studio, I don't know what is wrong with it as of now. I'm using Ubuntu 24.04 version, and it is a LTS version, and on that I have installed OBS Studio for recording these sessions and everything. And right now I'm just getting trouble with sometimes the video got stuck, or it stops recording in the middle. Okay, in the middle of the session. So a lot of things is I'm struggling with, but no worries, we can. That's how we learn, that's how we evolve and everything. So let's move ahead. So recently I have been experimenting with some of my, what we can say. So in last session we have learned about Terraform state management. Okay, so Terraform state management is one part, but the practical implementation was left from my end. So before jumping to that particular session, I have been working with to set up uh, I have been working to set up my this uh, GitHub runner. Okay, I'm working on this particular part and set up this GitHub runner. So I found an interesting way. Let me just show you in this web app. Okay, in this particular web app, if yeah, three tier web app AWS. So here, if you can go to where are yeah, in the runner section. Okay, right now I think self-hosted runner. Okay, 5 available. I don't know why, but it's okay. Let me just check. Docker yes hyphen a. Right now nothing is running. I don't know. There might be some cache that are not. Just check actions runners. We can okay. All these runners are. So I'm removing these runners as of now. Let me just check. So these are all the containers that I have experimented with. Okay, these are the previous containers, and we can like I'm just okay. So I think we haven't deregistered it. Okay, no problem. We can deregister it from here directly. So it is still some work in progress. So we can improve. We can like complete it. But it is a very interesting way to use GitHub Runner. Suppose if you are using some like I am here using Terraform. I'm here using the runners for deploying Terraform. So why would I require any more like anything else? So as of now, no container is running. Okay, let me just show you Docker compose hyphen d. So this is I'll explain this script, and in this video we'll enhance this script also. Okay, so Docker ps hyphen a. So all these commands. Okay, right now I think yeah, there is one issue over here. The issue is this part GitHub pet right now. So let me just stop sharing my screen for a brief and improve it. So here you can see there is, if I just go docker logs hyphen f. Yeah, so here you can see like I have run this code over here. Okay, and it is showing this access token which I have provided over here. So rather than that, I'm using this env file. Okay, so let's just docker compose up hyphen d, recreating start it starting. Okay, all of them haven't started. Okay, so right now it is not reading the token. Okay, so there is what I have done over here is I have saved my GitHub token in this file, and this is a secure way to if we have to pass on some secret values like database password or something, some token or anything else. Okay, so what we can do over here is we can just pass it on as a secret. Okay, and to use this secret, what we have to do over here, there is this, I think, yeah, token variable. Okay, or token, yeah, it is access token, yeah, token variable. Okay, so to use this as use this token variable, what we have to do, we just have to run it as like uh, yeah, there is this file, I think. run.secrets. I also like I'm also yes. And we also have to call a secret over here. Environment indentation environment and secrets GitHub GitHub token. Okay, so this is all we have to do. I hope this would be sufficient. Secrets GitHub token. As of now, I'm just using these, or let's just say four of the. So I have used this build tag so that it will, if there is any change in the in this bash script or Docker file, it will rebuild the container. Okay, mode replicated, and I think this should work. I have corrected the indentation. Okay, let's just see. Let's just run it. Okay, it has started. Let me just check. Okay, so here you can just a moment, I think something is wrong. So this is one of the issue that I'm actually getting a lot with my previous with some with my this OBS Studio. I think there is some loose connection or something. There might be anything. So here, this GitHub action has my runner self-hosted runner registration is successful connected to GitHub. Runner registration is successful and everything. Okay, so I'll just clear it once. Yeah, and let's just go docker ps-a. Okay, so about a minute ago it is running, and here, so these are the tags that these are the container ID. Okay, now I'm going to these. Let me just refresh, and here you can find the same container ID over here. Okay, same container ID you are able to find. So now let me explain what I actually have done. Okay, so first thing first, I have been experimenting with it a lot from past 2-3 days. So why is it required? First of all, let's just understand that. So earlier I have created one VM. Okay, and that particular VM is that particular VM got crashed. Basically, that's a simple explanation. VM got crashed, and to provision a VM, it takes so much time. It takes so much time to provision a VM, and containers are like, if I have just to run a simple Terraform script, okay, why would I create a VM every time and then restart and then run my configuration, run my Terraform script or anything? So what I thought is, it is better to it is uh, better to use containers rather than using the virtual machines. So I do have created one VM for testing and other purposes, but this is my end. This is what I thought. So I researched a lot. I got some documentation. I implemented it and then modified it to my requirement and everything. So here you can find all these are forerunners. I have forerunners I have integrated over here. Okay. So what we can do, we can just create any n number of containers. First of all, let me just explain you the Docker file. So base image I'm using is it is same as my operating system, which is Ubuntu 24.04, and this is the runner version. It is the latest version that is available on GitHub. Okay, GitHub runner. You can find it directly over GitHub runner version. Okay, so you can find it in the releases. Okay, so this version we are looking at right now. And then Debian frontend I have set it to non-interactive because sometimes it prompts some question like time zone and everything. So we don't want that because it will interrupt the container image creation and everything. So it is basically now this particular part is to basically update the container environment and all the dependencies. And here, yeah, I have created one user. Okay, I have created one user Docker because runner cannot run using the root user. Okay, runner cannot be ran as a root user. And then I have installed installed the dependencies that are required for GitHub runner to install, like this no install command, curl, jQuery, build essential, libssl, libffi dev, python 3 env, pip, ICU dev, and so many other things. So what I have done over here is now let's just create the environment. So you can find the same thing over here in GitHub runner, GitHub runner registration. Okay, in GitHub runner registration part, you can find it. Okay, adding self-hosted runner. So everything that got here is self-hosted runner, Mac OS. Yeah, we have to select the environment and everything. Then there is connect to GitHub. There is something, yeah, monitoring self troubleshooting API, configuring self-hosted runner application. Let me just go here, new self-hosted runner. If I go, yeah. So this is the script that we have to run over here. Okay, mkdir action and everything they have provided. Okay, so we have created this. Uh, we already have created this particular user, and from that user in that particular user home we have created this directory, and in that directory we are just downloading the this particular tar file. Okay, this particular tar file we are downloading and extracting that. Now now only the ownership of that particular directory and everything that we are providing. And so executable file user docker. Okay, here you can find, okay, since config and run script action are not allowed to run by root, set the docker as a subsequent command. Okay, so my docker user has permission to run this particular file. Okay, now here I have used it for debugging, so let me just comment it out. It is no longer required. Okay, yeah. And okay, token, I think we are already providing it over here. Token is overwritten, that is fine. Okay, so here, yeah, so what we are doing over here is this particular script is to register our token, register our GitHub runner with our repository. So it takes two things. It takes actually uh, two variables. One is this, I don't know, yeah, one is the repository and another is the access token, which are passed through here, this particular repo. Okay, so here you can find reg token. Yeah, so this is the repo, and registration token, this is the registration token that we use. Okay, yeah, so this is the registration token, and using this particular command we are just saving the token in this and check if the token is received and everything. Then go to cd runner, yeah, config.sh. This file is downloaded with the package, with the runner package, and once you configure it manually you can understand what is happening here. So cleanup function, if we send the interrupt signal like control C, that is the interrupt signal, or terminate signal. Terminate signal means like if we are like terminating the container. So with this particular signal, it will remove the container. Okay, it will remove the runner. Somehow it is no, there might be some fault in this particular logic, in this cleanup logic, so I'll debug it later. But as of now we are not uh, getting a clear image. Let me just try it once. Docker compose, I think with docker compose down it should clear the container. It should clear the runners from here. Okay, runner, yeah, these are the runners. So I think all the self-hosted runners are, yeah, self-hosted runners are all gone because we have sent the this particular signal. Okay, this terminate signal. This is the terminate signal, and once we rerun it, it will automatically, in some time it will automatically creates the, it will automatically authenticate, and here you can find it. Yeah, so here you can find the runners. I don't know what is happening to my camera. So this is how you can use it. Now what we can do, yeah, also one more thing I have to explain over here is the docker compose file, what we are doing in the docker compose file. So earlier we used to write versions over here, but that part is deprecated. We don't have to write versions like version 3, version 2, something like that. We don't have to write that. So this is the service name GitHub runner. We are building it using this docker file, and restart always. These are the environment variables that we are passing to the container, and here what we have been deploying. So this is the to replicate what is the mode of the deployment, then how many replicas do we need. We can I have created 4. We can create 2 or even uh, like tens or hundreds of in case we have multiple pipelines that are running, or multiple users that are committing to that particular repository, so we can use this. And to ensure that no container goes rogue okay, or resource hungry or anything. So I just have provided it limit and restrictions. So in this way I can ensure like I have 4 container, only 4 CPUs would be captured. I have 8 CPUs as of now. Only 4 CPUs would be used by these container in the maximum scenario, and 4 GB of RAM. I have RAM. I have quite a bit of RAM, so I can increase over it. Okay, and like I can create 512. Okay, so this is how I can create any container or anything. Now the next part over here would be, I want uh, like this container to have capabilities. I want in this particular container like Terraform to be installed in this particular container. So what I would do, I'm just creating one file over here, one directory. It's called Terraform. Okay, and in this Terraform, I'm just Docker Compose is fine. Just copying this with this Docker file, and yeah. Suppose I have multiple different kind of environment that for which I have to create the runner. Okay, so here what I can do over here is in Docker Compose. This is the generic runner. Okay, then I can create one more thing. So this is a GitHub runner, and I want like what, or just say, yeah, Terraform. Terraform built for from which Docker file? Terraform Docker file. Okay, it will still replicate. And, yeah, okay. I think this should work. And in this, I just have to like I have to configure Terraform over here. Install and configure Terraform, the GitHub runner. So like, how would I do that? Terraform install Ubuntu. Okay. In this we can directly install our Terraform. Manual, I think manual installation would be pre-compiled binary. I think that would be fine. Download Terraform user local bin to install Windows Linux T package print architecture theory. Rather than that, okay, let's just try. Let's just try it once. Everything. I have to install Terraform. I think this would work, and sudo would not be required over here. I'm just experimenting with it as of now. Okay, so curl post request is not required, and yeah, in Terraform I just want to install, or should I just run it over here? I think rather than this, start.sh would be the same. Here we can create the file. And configuration. With that we can run. Just copy this. Let us see if it would work or something. Sudo, I'm just removing all the sudo. curl because we already have installed curl over here. Sudo, remove this sudo as well. Okay, and I also want to pass on a tag. Our labels, I think this should. Let us copy this only. Terraform. Our labels. For now, I'll just provide it like Terraform. Okay, this particular label I'll be providing for now. Okay, so here I have created. Let's just see what would happen over here. For now, I'll just two replicas over here, two replicas over here. Let's see. Removed all the runners have been removed. Let us see what has happened over here. No runners are there right now. So it is building the container. Okay, we got an error. I think I have. Let me just check. I think we don't require this particular GPG check and all. Let me just go to where it is installed rather than we are using what is the architecture over here. Actions. I think AMD64. Trying it in my local system as well. So yeah, so our Docker, this Terraform file has been created. Okay, I just need to test one thing. Docker exec hyphen it runner. Oh, GitHub runner, Terraform GitHub runner. What is it happening? Okay, I think there is one issue. Not any issue. Just one thing. Build. Terraform runner. Generic runner. Terraform runner. Container name and Terraform GitHub runner as container. Service deploy application concept container name. But first of all, let's just check if we have our runners got registered or not. And tags, are the tags allocated properly? Yes. So tags are also allocated properly. Okay. And apart from that, I don't think there would be any other issue. Let's just see and make it generic. Container name is the correct variable. Okay, so as of now, our container is running. Our GitHub is also running. So let's just, what we can do over here is, let's just docker exec hyphen it terraform version. Okay, Terraform is also working. So I think we all have our setup ready with us. So let's just halt it over here, okay, and continue to use our containers, or rather we can just try it once. So we have our Terraform available. Let's just check code, and I think we have multiple branches available. Right here, network, and in here we have our workflow Terraform YAML. runs on self-hosted. I think if we use self-hosted, it will run on any of that. Just set Terraform. We can we can check it tomorrow. So I think for now it is all good. We have our application, we have our runners ready with us, and try it yourself, and let's just say we'll debug it further if required. And so I think, yeah, let me just explain what I have changed over here. So I just have created one folder which is Terraform, okay, and in that I have created a separate Docker file. This Docker, what does this Docker file do? This Docker file basically has only one more layer. Which layer? Which is this Terraform. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just downloading the zip file. Okay, Terraform zip file. This is the version. We can anyhow we can use like some kind of environment variable like we have used over here, runner version and everything. So we can similarly use Terraform version over here, and then like Terraform, we have extracted it into this particular location and then removed the zip file. Only this much we have added. Rest everything is the same, and we also have tested it. So all the there's all the yeah the version is it is showing that Terraform command is working well. Now what we need to do over here is we just have to yeah, there is one more thing that we need to do. We have to install AWS CLI in this. Let's just install that as well. So that would create our container completely. First of all, what I'll do here is I'll just wait a minute, let me just create one repository. Create new repository. I'm creating a new repository, DevOps workflow. GitHub Runner Terraform Terraform GHR Docker. Okay, I think that would summarize. Containerized GitHub Runner with or containerized GitHub Runner, multiple use cases. Okay, GHR. Okay, GitHub Runner Docker. I'm just creating this. You can access it anywhere. Okay. License. I'm just using MIT license. I think that would be fine. Read me now to initialize this repo. Okay. Okay, my key is public repo, and why am I getting this error? Let me just clone it from here. Now I created a private repo. What? Public, it is a public repo. Okay. Right now, there is no repository created. So I think unless I permission issue root. Now I think it is permanently added. Okay. We so we have start.sh, Docker file, Docker compose, and everything is running smoothly. And Docker compose down. Hmm. There is one more thing that we need to install in that container, but it will increase the footprint. But along with that, we also have we can create it from scratch, like scratch container image. There is one base image called scratch that has very minimal footprint, so we can use that. But I think Ubuntu 24.04, it is like it is a reliable operating system, okay, that we can directly use. So that would be a way better solution. Yes, generic okay, compose. I don't know what is happening over here, why it is not taking the container name. I think it is built and deployed. I think if we can docker ps -a, these are all the containers, and let's just search over here. So you can use this particular GitHub Actions. Oh yeah. Got it. We do not have any GitHub Actions registered to this particular repository, so that is fine. Let me just commit it out and push all the changes. Username and email. Okay, just a moment. Let me just configure. Uh, mm. So we have everything over here. Okay, so now we have. Okay, so all the containers are running now. Yeah, you guys can directly download this code from here, from this particular repo, and you can continue to use it. I'll also share the reference over here. And now let's just move with AWS CLI. Okay, AWS CLI to install Ubuntu Docker. Installing Docker to use with the let me have some. So I think we can directly install Terraform. We can directly install like AWS CLI. Sudo apt get search and search for apt and search, yeah, CLI. Mhm. Okay, no worries. I think we can go with the binary download in this public repo. Verify the integrity. -o. To install the following command. I think this would be sufficient for us currently. Hmm. Create on Docker. Done. Okay, that is fine. Even our Docker. Hmm. We can like use multiple tags with Terraform, like Azure. There is Azure also we can use. For now, I'm just using it for dev for this AWS, but we can anytime use it with Azure. I don't know what is happening over here, but let's just check. Mm-hmm. Content name has changed. It didn't build. Goes down. Let's just rebuild the container. GitHub runner. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We do not have this. Where did it go? AWS CLI. That's why it was not building earlier. Okay, so we have our containers up. Docker ps -a. Hmm. So this our AWS CLI is also installed. Docker images, I think. Okay, so footprint is quite big over here. If you can see, around 2 GB of the image. Let's just optimize the footprint later on. I think we have like we have installed GitHub Runner in it. We have downloaded Terraform in it. We have downloaded AWS CLI in it. So it will surely increase the burden. And but you can consider it as a like expendable resource, expendable compute. So you just have to run it once, and once your task is done, you can scrap it. It doesn't matter like you have to create, you have to keep it, or you have to continuously run it or anything. So it won't be like there won't be any issue with it. So con let's just like continue tomorrow on this one, okay, or maybe in the next session whenever it will be. But yeah, I'll deliver the content whichever whenever it is possible for me. Whenever I find some bandwidth, I'll surely uh, deliver what is required from mine. Okay, so please be patient, and thanks for your support and everything. You'll get the my aim is to like provide you, because I have also like gone through a number of trainings, certifications, and so many things. So in that they just provide you with the bare minimum, like very fundamental knowledge. Okay, here what I'm like sharing, these are the uh, these are these are the like circumstances, these are the use cases, okay, where I have experimented, uh, and then like reached to a particular conclusion, like here this one. Okay, i I was researching on it, and then providing some kind of what we can say, and then providing some like you can anyway provide the what would be the best case scenario, how could we use it. I have, yeah, one more thing, I have removed the secrets from here because secrets was not working. I think in the starting of the session I was using secret, but it was not working well, so I have removed it, and rather I have used this particular token. Okay, I've used this token directly. So we'll discuss on that, how can we use like secrets, and what are the different use cases when we can add some add secrets to it, how can we encrypt, decrypt, there are so many things. Okay, so thank you all. Let's meet you in the next session. Have a nice day.